Back to Total War Warhammer 3 in part 10 of our Mother Ostankya Realm of Souls campaign. In today's episode, we have come on up with Kevin to the floating mountain settlement. Normally, I would not fight these at all. However, Grease's Goldtooth has a whole heap of Ochre Bulls and one of his stone horns off to the side here. We're not sure how many Tzeentchian forces are lurking in the north. Also, the hybrid units for Tzeentch do tend to take out a good heap of your more expendable troops, so anything that has the expendable tag does tend to take a heap of extra damage that they would not normally. So let's dive on in, rip apart some of these multicolored nerds here, and take the victory. Alright, so they are going to kind of deploy around, just down on the bottom of the hill. Intriguing strategy. We'll once again put the Akshina up front, ready to duel with the enemy bats and this first group of binks. We'll have the more expendable spiders up and ready to go. We'll have blunderbusses. What's the range comparison blunderbuss to pink horse of 130? Do they have armor piercing? No, but they do have a lot of missile strength. So I'm guessing a few of that would get through. We'll have you guys close to the Akshina. Have the Night Watch nearby as well. They're just a little bit slow. So I would rather the spiders be the ones diving into combat, since they move so much faster. They're actually more likely to not get hit by the blue fire on their way into the fray. We'll throw the armor-piercing spiders out alongside the Akshina. Maybe not in single file line. That'll do. Capture Cat. Ready to keep them safe. Alrighty then. Evan and his Frostmaiden grab all of our infantry. You guys can be in guard mode. Same thing with the brawlers. We'll grab all of the creatures of the night. Let's do it. He is Kislev.
Nobles, peasants, soldiers, farmers, all on Kislev, and Kislev stands united.
All of Kislev. I'm thinking they gave more units, or at least more lords, pre-battle speeches.
Very well.
Or at least I am getting more of the speech options that I'm not normally used to hearing. You guys stay here.
The cold rises.
We can increase range and accuracy. Both of these guys. Yoink, and then have them destroy those Furies. Fighters keep coming on up. Yep, I mean, they're getting noticed, but it's well too late. Well and truly. Keep these spiders just on the outskirts of their vision there. Once they make it into combat, then what? What is your plan then? Let's go find some horrors to smush. You actually even can wait against blue horrors in a brawl. Just run them over from there. Brawlers are firing on into them as well. Could help them get through that barrier pretty quickly. We'll drop down to some hail in the middle of this nonsense. We'd have to sell some lovely chew toys here. Now, if you wouldn't grab one of these, you'd have two chew toys after ripping apart the one. The pink horse are supposed to split into two. Spiders are performing very well, especially since we've double stacked. There's nothing these horrors can really do. Let's go ahead and have you just charge on over to this group. As the horrific balls go ahead and fizzle back to Tzeentch's realm. Beautiful. Alright, decisive victory there. 13 lost. Yeah, no, all of the horrors, with the exception of Exalted Pinks, have pretty terrible melee stats, so you can pretty much, as long as you are able to close that gap, you finish out Tzeentch pretty easily. We'll go ahead and occupy.
Lands expand further.
You do have to be able to close that gap.
Goya.
Floating Mountain already has the farm and the marble quarry on in, which is perfect. We'll go ahead and slot in the second tier and see what Goldtooth tries. He's got a pretty nasty army. It is just a bunch of normal ogre bulls, but even then could be pretty dangerous under the right circumstances. Alright then, not a lot else we can get to for this turn. We've got negative 36 for the income. We could give Piotr here a few more troops just to hold the line. We'll give you some Khazars. Probably just 2 of them though. 122 apiece. Want to make sure our gold is all sorted out and we can teleport on and sort out our next battle as we have unlocked the Bewitching Lure. And where is our battle there? We just need the 500 to teleport on down. We'll do that after the next turn here, but we have this nice combined force of a whole bunch of different nations. And that should be a pretty fun battle. We have a no more gold I'm willing to spend. We'll skip on through. Unfortunately, since we can't use the Jinx land, it only has actually 3 slots for Realms of Chaos, so on Immortal Empires you have a lot more options to teleport around to. Here, you've only got the 3. Haunted, Dulganir, and then the Lorelorn. And turn. Master Mason Ostankya. She is indeed starting up the Masons Guild. Got another Imminent Rebellion in the Blood Marshes. Is that the previous? Yeah. Oh, that's owned by Khorne now. Man, it is about time for us to be throwing down with the Blood God. We really need to finish off Kugath fast. We've got the Frozen Heart of Winter unlocked as well. That is perfect. Probably won't go into Ostankya's army, just because she already has a pretty nasty elemental. We'll need a few more bruisers. You're not outside of our range. What are you doing, Kugath? This is some nonsense. I guess he's going for the forest. I can beat him there.
I don't think I will.
You don't think you will? I'm trying to figure out what we are going to do. Alright, lads, there's going to be a quick jump. I had failed to read this far too many times, so I ran and threw in the contact, decided fine, I'll wear it. Let's try this again. An ice maiden is seen as a boon and protector by the common soldierly of Kislev. How should she bolster such faith the folk have in her? By ensuring this area of the motherland is protected, or that the army can march without fear. Either provincial protection for -4 corruption, or the Eldritch Defender, giving her some attrition drop for all lads. I think the corruption drop is going to be more useful overall, especially for a hero. Will or wild. Many ice witches are stern women with an iron, unbreakable will tempered by the cold. Others will have spent time in the snow-clad tundra, as much creatures of the wild as the palace. Man, we are struggling with these. Others still have spent time in the snow-clad tundra as much as creatures of the wild as the palace. Which one is she? A stalker or unbreakable? A stalk is far more useful than having a lord that fights to the death without you wanting them to. Sneaky, sneaky Ice Witch. I think it best to go for Quartermaster now. We're going to come back down and grab Mentor as soon as we can. But let's go for the upkeep reduction just so we can actually start making some gold again.
Would be useful.
Still upset with you, Kugath. You absolute loon. So we've got Grog in the north. Plan is going to be we push Heaven very aggressively towards the Red Abyss here. If Greasus declares war on us, there's not a lot we can do except for sprint back to the City of Splinters. So what we will do with Kevin, went out a little bit, see if we can see over the Red Abyss. If there's not an army here, I'm going to move in March and take a little bit of attrition. Oh, we can't see them. So that's just the way.
Take me there.
What we can do is go throw ourselves into a ambush stance. Unlikely that it'll actually succeed, but we will still be invisible for a turn. That should work out just fine. Changed a little bit there. We don't quite have the gold sitting around to go for a trade quorum just yet. Luckily, no one's come on up from the south to do any invading. So let's go ahead and just chuck into our Witch's Hut real quick, since we're about to throw down with another Witch. What about using the Demon Skull? We could give them a weakness to fire damage. And then sick the elemental incarnate on them. No, I think we'll save the fire damage, so we'll just drop down another Tropus.
Curses, hexes. Why need I these when the fools do so much?
Grab some Fragmenty, and then a few Agony Succession.
Your neighbor's heart is open.
Because we have to use skulls on Tropus, we aren't able to do both. We need more skulls. Grab another Whip of Madness. We've got so much Spirit Essence, there's no reason not to max that out. We're actually moving along pretty quickly towards the final one here. 738 more Spirit Essence. I mean, that is an absolute ton. But if we're doing all of the verses just about every turn that we're able, it should work out pretty quick. Although we may be completely wrong. This is that's an absolute ton. Luckily, Kugath is in our land, so I can go ahead and just be very hateful. Let's see if this army is much stronger, though. But you're not allowed to hex
Reason to command me.
Kislevites. Or maybe it's because you can't hex the rebel armies. That's maybe a bug. Yeah, let's go ahead and hex Kugath here. Try to leave, fool.
Here the heck.
Can't reach him.
An old woman.
But I think we're going to go ahead and go for this quest battle either way, even with some weakened troops. We'll come on out of Dragon's Death.
Behind me, gods.
We're missing 2 bears, 3 and 4 things in the woods, and about half of our spider hatchlings. Probably not great. How long would it take us to replenish them? That's the problem. I want to get that next hex now, because it's more about making us gold.
Ends justify.
Let's do it. Consequences be damned. We've got blade singers and the like. Yeah, let's dive on in. Foolish Hag Witch trying to ambush us. It says they have 3 sisters. Let's see just what we have to deal with. Oh, is it an ambush? Oh no. It wasn't lying when it said we were walking into an ambush willingly. Okay, that means we can't drop any hexes down, too. That's how you deal with Ostankya. This just got extra spooky. We'll spirit it away for our very weakened spiders because I really want this to happen at least once. Leshy's Embrace is probably great. Oh, it's missile strength. We need one that's not missile strength. Unburdened Step for Ostankya. I'm looking for Spectre's Miasma will be great for our Akshina. Wraith Sight will be great for Mother Ostankya herself. Give her a bit of ward save. And I'm trying to look for one for the Elemental Incarnate. We could just go for the Ember Dread. Ton of weapon strength. Flaming attacks. Even further weapon strength. And some fire resistance. Sure, yeah, let's go for that. Just make him an absolute monster. And then from there, we'll try to save. Okay. So, I mean, we're going to have much more dangerous fights coming up with Scarbrand. We'll use 4 blessings, and let's go ahead and walk willingly into this ambush. One should know better than to trust the word of a hag. The Youngdol sisters seek to ambush your forces and claim them, your magic for themselves.
And her curses and her cauldron. Take heart, because the enemy does not. But
Ooh.
I will teach them well.
Made sure to put our bats in a bad spot. Alright. Tossify dervishes. Send the Elemental Incarnate around to clobber her. You guys come on back through yourselves. Akshina, our main line is getting crumped. Come on back through. Let's go after the Ice Guard with Glaives. You guys shouldn't count as large targets. Let's rip through here. Are those miners? Oh, those are just the Orc Laborers. Get over here. Stop those dervishes. I'll go ahead and have you summon in a Manticore. Mother Ostankya, you can start going for No One Leaves. Healing for our bears. They're having a little bit of trouble there. Manticore. Let's go ahead and maul those Ice Guard in the back. They may not do a great job, but... Oh, there's the Elemental Incarnate! Sorry, spiders, it had to happen. Things are getting mauled. Beautiful stuff. Elemental Incarnate, get on into these Marauders here. So much going on. Pull the bears away from the initial fighting. Let's go ahead and start dropping down some Flocks of Doom. And then the RoCs as well. RoCs and Flocks of Doom. I think we can double down on Flock of Doom. Let's go ahead and do it. By their blood, let's go ahead and send the Cave Bats over to help out the Manticore, who is really just locking them down for a moment. Oh, here comes 2 more Hag Witches. Awesome. Rotate their Akshina. Oh no, that's a bunch of rats. Alright, bears. We're gonna send bears and Ostankya to deal with this one. Has called upon her youngest sister, Bella Ungol. It looks like all of them are here. Well, this is frantic. Deal with the most important targets first. Elemental Incarnate, come on over. It looks like it doesn't degrade, which is pretty perfect. We just need to make sure all of our troops are moving together. So you come on over here, help out those waves, and we'll just rotate around. So bears. Right over there. Sheena getting blasted. They do have armor-piercing melee themselves, but these are Death Runners. So let's get you 2 over to help. A lot of them are starting to recover from breaking. We'll focus down this side first. While they're Ostankya, make sure no one in here can fight. Send Ostankya through the line of Rabel. Drop down the Gulyas here. The Akshina can hold their own just fine against even Death Runners. Really impressed. One around if you can. Let's go ahead and drop. Skaven slaves. They've got spiders and a capture cat coming on over to fight us. Come on back over. All of our speedy units. Beautiful. We got this group routed on away. Have you guys turn around. Sheena. Get a nice position preparing for the enemy. You guys can start running off these clan rats. We'll send the rest of our Akshina here, turn them around, and prepare for the final assault. Keep moving them around with us. She's very, very defensive, and I've got another summon, both a Manticore and the Things of the Woods. Great, let's overcast here. Do some extra damage. Pull these bats on away. Actually, you go ahead and chase off those Blade Stingers if you can. Ratover's coming back. Give them a hard time, if you will. And just sitting there and bonking into one another with their sleds. Rats are mostly gone, and she's decided just to hide off on the side. It's a fair strategy. Fighting Ostankya seems like a really bad idea. Pulling back. Here comes some spiders. Go ahead and just dive in there. Those are hatchlings. Hearing a lot of explosions, but I think it's just Ostankya's Aldrin doing its work. Alright, Bat, go ahead and maul these armored Kossars. Not really sure what they're necessarily trying. Well, here comes the capture cat. Drop down some friends. Surprise. And we can throw down Overcast. Block of Doom here. Snowflake Pendant, you go ahead and try to maul some Ice Guard. Ooh, those shots hurt. As you would expect they would. Those are Blade Stingers. Let's not drop down into melee with them. Go after those Armored Kossars instead. Beautiful. The one of Hag Witches is gone. Now we just have to deal with Laska Ungol. Rock is your immediate target there. There's Minotaurs behind. Gross. Oh, she's got Elemental Incarnate. She's just summoning scarier and scarier stuff. Time to go take down the witch. Minotaurs versus the Elemental Incarnate. I don't think that's a fight they want. Got lovely red manes, though. Versus the magical things in the woods. Go ahead and apply some damage to those Minotaurs as well.
Defenders of Kislev.
Elemental Bear, just keep dumping the damage on. There's a Cygor back there. Anyone that's not fighting, come on up and help. We'll just dogpile up on this front side here. The Ungor herd can get mauled by the giant spiders. You guys stop moving forward, that would be preferable. Please and thank you. Stop the Elemental Bear in its tracks. Yoink. Would rather not deal with that guy. There we go. Watch his health bar melt. Almost. There we go. And then we can drop down some Gulias on all of the lovely critters. Nearly in on the Cygor. Let's go ahead and drop its attacks. It's definitely the more dangerous of the two. And then that with the Tormentor Sword, it should be doing absolutely nothing. Send in the things in the woods, and we should have this one well in hand. Fluffy did take some damage, though, fighting against all sorts of beasties. Ooh. Ambush. Night Runners from the shadows. They are the Kislevite Night Runners. I guess they tried their best. She to get into position. I think we're just chasing off the rest of these poor fools now.
The snows guide me.
More leadership, more crows, or better. Bears, you go ahead and just press through on these spider hatchlings. We'll bring the rest of the things in the woods over. And that should be the end. Oh, look at you. He spent way too long in the sun. Sisters have been subdued. The alluring hex upon the minds of their thralls is waning. Regaining control, the confused minions are fleeing. After we butchered them all, what do you mean fleeing? Close victory, it gives us 2,500 fell. That's a pretty nasty fight. Mostly belying the fact that it is an ambush, so you don't get to actually deploy and they can just charge straight on in and blast apart your very weak spiders. So we lost one of our spider hatchlings. It did turn into a bear, but that bear was not permanent. I did notice he did go away. He was fairly long lasting, but I still don't think it's that useful of a incantation. Let's go ahead and pardon those captives as we're not getting actually that much replenishment there. I'll take the gold.
I cannot keep.
Fickle minds are always susceptible to the whims of an alluring charm from a befouling hag. Witchcraft is but one of many ways to sway them. A bewitching lure to exploit those weak of will.
Fair enough. We gain a Knight's Ward, a Kislevite Kossar, and the Bewitching Lure is ours. We'll get to see how it actually works in one turn. So it looks like you just siphon income from a target settlement, but is it one? Most of these others are only in your territory. We'll see if you can actually target a settlement outside of your territory or not, because otherwise we can come on down here and siphon gold from maybe one of the Kislevite factions in one of their main provinces. Prague's making 1,300. We have to find one that's making a good deal of gold and see about yoinking half of it. And the Chaos Dwarves are probably a pretty good option. We can find one of their larger settlements, and the Chaos Dwarves would be a group that Mother Ostankya would despise above pretty much all others, besides Chaos itself. It would burn every aspect of the forest and harvest the souls for their own dastardly goodies. Well, we've got a fair bit of gold now. Let's go ahead and spend some at the City of Splinters. I think now is the time for the Trade Quorum. Once we can get that thing up to the 4th and 5th tier, it's going to actually start paying back pretty substantially. With Thor, you still have some more Kossars. Bunch of arrows. They sadly don't have magical attacks because they're not in. Alright, one more and hopefully the final jump cut. The Lady Wizard gave me a call on her break, so we decided to converse for a little bit. We are back. You were building up a nasty army, aren't you? Just all we can see for now is the horse archers. And he's likely just going to sit there and keep building up forces and probably coming over here and attack the Glut port eventually. So basically the plan is, Ostankya, we're going to have her turn around
Ostankya.
and jump into Dragon's Death.
I shall be in the garden.
For the replenishment, we need to take full advantage of our... We've got 2 turns of 10% more replenishment. We'll stay here for 2 turns if we need to. Let's grab a couple more.
Needs its sons and daughters.
Spider hatchlings are probably time to get rid of, but they're very cheap, so it's nice to have them. It'll take 2 turns to get us more, though. Is it time to slot in the very expensive bear? Probably not.
Bring in the harvest.
Or fight. Don't want to be stuck here for 2 turns. Ostankya, you were just going to have knowing for now.
Warding Kislev from chaos.
From chaos. We'll grab the quartermaster or replenishment rate, actually. Let's go replenishment rate.
Who calls?
I wish Juliana had, instead of spread control, I think that they need protective charms is fine. This is a good one for them to have. And then replenishment rate, as they're kind of wise old women of the forest. But such is the way. I'll keep repeating that as many times as I feel needs to be said. We are good on... Yeah, we'll go ahead and just grab 2 points into spread control. Get her passive bonuses on out.
Call
Here at the Dragon's Death.
Witch.
Love to build up more income buildings. 1800 for 150 back is just too brutal. I'm not a fan of it. We've got all our incantations sorted on out. Let's check our diplomacy real quick. I'm guessing fighting Kislev. Oh, you want non-aggression again, do you, Grimgor? Probably a good idea to grab this while we can. I'm not going to be making friends with Goldtooth. He's going to be the next fight that we're going to be taking.
Make your offer.
Once we deal with the demons.
Before I kill you right where you stand.
You relax. Take this non-aggression pack. I'll take your gold. And together we shall rule.
Born to rule.
Okay. That's about all of the political machinations we can get up to. Katerin doesn't quite respect us. We'll have to smacking these guys around a little bit to fix that. I am not... Oh, I mean, I do... Go ahead and grab the Karkamaz. Or we make a bigger fool. Alright, Gugath. Come on over and accept your doom. Let's get through. We've got rebellions about to kick off.
Shadows gather about you. Think before speaking.
Think before speaking, Ardra. Oh, he wants a non-aggression pact. See, you're already fighting with Goldtooth, so I'm gonna say no. And the Tong Rebels have attacked the Vale of Nightmares. Don't you know you wander into Kislevite territory? We can just go ahead and grab... Not Whiff of Madness, where's one of my Agony Succession? Yes, indeed. So we'll throw this on these poor fools. I've crafted a Harrowing Coil just because we want to see what it does eventually. But I think it's not going to be very useful here. We're going to grab the Gate of Thorns. I know I've got 1 or 2. Just chuck that on the units that they like to move around the most. And we'll grab the Whiff of Madness. Now we're good on everything else. Veil of Nightmares is this out on the field. Most scary unit is going to be this enemy Lord. Perhaps we nullify him as well. Maybe not a Whiff of Madness, but Typhlosis. Oh, Fragmenty will work. Make him very tired, dropping down to 25% health. From there, he should flee. Alright, Tong Rebels. Your doom. Alright. What's cool about the Tong? Oh, my. Hello. That is a chasm into the abyss. No thanks. Although we can just deploy behind it. Make these doofs move to us. So we'll set up these two spearmen. We'll pull back a little bit further, make them move around this. The Gate of Thorns and everything should more or less just annihilate them. So you come on up. Start the battle. Just want to move to basically the edge of our range. You set up behind them. Spearmen on either side here from there.
Kislev sends us forth. March with pride.
And then we'll just rotate the whole group.
Defenders of Kislev.
We're basically just trying to make full use. We can't hit them in the forest, but we can have the enemy move all the way around. Is Gate of Thorns not activating? What's going on here? Did they just shrug off their... Ah, that's fun. So they've got no curses at all. We seem to have been gypped. I'm betting those are going to be used as well. Well, that's awful. We still have a chance. Albeit it is now a much smaller one. That's some nonsense there. Not a single one of them is affected. Alright then. I'm thinking just the fact that they've got a Lord is going to probably carry the day for them. You press forward.
Excellent. Corsairs. Follow the bear.
Press forward a bit more than you currently are, if you will, good sir.
We fight for Ulrika. It is done.
They're going to walk over sassily because they know they cheesed us.
We will return to Narska with many trinkets.
With the mini trinkets. Alright, pull back a little bit so we're not firing into the woods. You guys are going to end up being the sacrificial soldiers, though. Stand
It serves Kislev.
with bravery, lads.
Land is power.
All in one blob. Wish we had some magic.
The motherland's finest.
Well, they're all invisible, are they? We can see them.
Corsairs.
Alright, arrows. I don't want to give them attack orders because I don't really want them to move. So they should just tear these horsemen apart.
Done.
Go.
Obey the orthodox.
Oh yeah, you're fleeing. All sorts of nonsense going on this battle here. You two
Comrades of the bear.
get them caught in some crossfire. That's some nonsense, just kind of a throw of spite. Perfect.
Follow the bear.
Deal with them next. They are the most dangerous. I'll have you guys deal with this Marauder Horseman when they come on in.
We fight for Ursan.
Blast away into these Marauders. Again with that, huh?
Comrades of the bear.
They are followers of chaos after all. Yeah, you guys keep firing into the flanks of these Marauders of Corn. That is for sure your target. You blast into these Marauders of Corn, and hopefully we should have enough firepower quick enough to deal with them. Hold in there, comrades. Alright, they're fleeing. I did see that they're coming back, though, so give them the boot. Several just fall on the charge in. They prepare javelins and chuck. And they're probably going to turn and run right after.
Our master deserters.
Turn so you're not getting shot in the back there by those marauders. Come on then, lads. keep scaring these marauders off. I do think that the Lord is going to carry the day for him, especially since none of our hexes work.
Sons of Kislev! Cossacks! Defenders of Kislev!
Hounds that are coming on in next. Let's go ahead and start firing on this Chaos Lord.
Follow the bear!
Actually made it on in, huh? They're going for a bit of a cycle charge, and they give up on that pretty quickly. They're not actually going to fire, are they?
Kislevites moving! Cossacks!
That's a wee bit sad. Let's go ahead and deal with these Marauders of Khorne here. Fire on these great weapons as they come on in. In the blood tide. Come on, Kossars, you've got them. Especially in a crossfire there. Alright, they're gone. He's gonna go try to go after our Lord now. We're just gonna pull on away with them. You fire on this group. Pull these Kossars back. Try to go for a flank. I just don't know if we can do enough damage to this guy. His units are annihilated. Don't keep moving forward, that's a huge mistake. They are almost shattered. We can keep firing on them until they are. These Marauders of Khorne should fall pretty quickly. Shields or no. Beautiful stuff. With only 22 left, I'm not thinking they'll stick around for too long. Don't advance. Just gonna stay on Vigil. You guys dive into melee. We'll push these other ones through the group. Would love to just try to fire on him. But since we don't actually have anyone that outspeeds the enemy Lord, it'd be very hard to actually land hits. If we get him surrounded, we can get a few off. A little bit of damage, and every bit is definitely going to count. You guys come on through. We see some of these others start turning around, we'll switch their targeting. No, stop advancing. Just fire the arrows. You can do it. Keep advancing on away. Right into his back. It's mostly friendly fire, though. The guy's got one job. Shoot the Chaos Lord. Should be easier than hunting rabbits. Alright, we're gonna play a game of chase for as long as need be. And I will catch you all back on the campaign map, win or lose. And to rub salt on the wound. Oh, they weren't there in the post-battle screen. They were on the loading screen, though. I'll have to go ahead and save that. We'll report that bug on over. I'm guessing it's because they're rebels. Seems to be the case that Mother Ostankya and a lot of the issues, or all three of the new lords, any of their targeted kind of actions don't work so well on rebel armies. That's just something we'll have to iron out kind of as we go along. We'll just take the Salyak provides here.
Unpaid laborers.
Because Chaos can recruit up troops way too easily. Did you just jump across the river so we can't do anything about it? Ugath, you were dastardly. Sunken Sewers is finally besieged by rogue Kislevites. Should be one we can auto-resolve. Perfect Pyrrhic victory. I don't trust the curses anymore, so we're just gonna go ahead. Excuse me, I lose my new Kossars. Alright then.
Kislev the Enduring!
Kislev the Enduring.
This changes nothing.
This changes nothing.
A bold stratagem.
Okay, I guess we'll have to
I
recruit
deserve a larger
more Kossars. It is unfortunate we had to sacrifice them, but that's just fine.
Kislev's chosen.
Let's go for Heroic Resilience. And then the inspiring presence so we can build up some experience on those Kossars.
Tool fit for a lord.
I'm very glad the Norskins haven't reformed, but I can't help but wonder why. Very concerning. Alright, Ostankya, can we reach?
Mother Ostankya.
No, he's just being a absolute cheek. We will remember this, Kugath. In fact, we're gonna go ahead. How far can you move? There's no way you can get all the way in. You can never betray Nurgle.
Those left behind at their land's sacrifices.
We're just gonna land sacrifices. We're just gonna scoot over here to
Sledding on.
actually threaten the Red Abyss proper. If you would like to go after the Dalganir Forest, that's fine. Here's what I'll do. I'll just teleport back. Oh, we've got the Bewitching Lure. Let's see how this one works. Oh, it is from any settlement. Well, hello. Is it ones that border us, or is it only a one's enemies? They have to be at war with one. Or, I guess, the ruins. If you're into that kind of thing. How much gold do you guys got? 600, 550. Is this just how much we would be siphoning? No. That is giving you a proper amount of how much they've got. We declare war on Greece as randomly just to get his cities. He's not making very much gold either. You guys are poor. What's going on here? Ooh, Valkia. Don't mind if I do. Well, thank you, Valkia. I will take your gold.
Wisps to make burgers minds foment. So bring it hands.
The riches will soon know no bounds. How does this work? We get gold now or later? Background income, building income, trade, and total. Yeah, I'm not seeing gold. I'm guessing this may happen over... Income gained from target settlements income 50% for 5 turns, so we will get this next turn probably. Okay. We'll have to see just how much gold we're gaining. So for now, we got 569.
The old world owes us.
It should go up to... What do they have down there? It was 2,000? It should go up to around 1,200. So we'll see.
Goya.
Alright, Kevin. Oh, we didn't move you quite far enough. That was a mistake. Or Mother Kislev.
We rest for now.
We'll do some resting. Come on into the Red Abyss. We'll smash it next turn. Well, we can turn around and deal with both Tzeentch and the Ogres. He's still just fighting the Red Suns. Hopefully we can keep it that way. Don't want to fight anyone else until we deal with the demons. Still gonna be a few turns. Correct Doom is very, very dangerous positioning here. I think we just save. Just save some more gold. Heresy spreads.
Lords of the provinces.
Wormvrak also far too dangerous. Yeah, no, we'll just kind of keep things as is. I'll go ahead and upgrade the Mercer Traders here at Dragon's Death. See if we can't lure Kugath across.
The fear of Hag
Beautiful.
is good.
Well, now we need to replenish our Gate of Thorns. We need to get more Agony Succession. Just give me 2 of them.
You are tangled.
And then we'll take another Typhlosis.
And they're not holes.
Start chucking verses in the curse wagon. Still staying just outside of Ostankya's reach.
Experimentation.
Very brave you are,
is my
Kugath.
only master.
We've got the capital barrack renovation, so renovating the vast abandoned wings of the Boca Palace will provide additional accommodation to barrack many rotas of loyal soldiers. So relief columns, commandment, additional 5% to recruitment cost. Not one we care about, we're just moving through to the Festival of Urza for that 10% bump to research rate.
Warding Kislev from
I'm not happy with you, sir. But we do need... Oh, he's moving on the Red Abyss. Actually, Kevin can just handle this nonsense then.
I order their
Beautiful. Bit of foresight would have been probably very useful for us. Let's see just how disrespectful auto-resolve is going to be.
death. Motherland.
And not too bad at all, actually. Lakshina performed beautifully. Ooh, the gold. Thank you, enemies of Kislev.
Peasants.
So receive the plague. That's fine. We can deal. Repair the building. Clear out all the nurgly nonsense. Build in the cinnabar mining pits. We have all the magic. Ooh, plus more income from markets faction-wide. Sold. And a palisade to keep it safe. Gath, I am
Curdling milk.
very disappointed in you, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these spiders.
Not every soldier is useful.
We'll go into an ambush stance. And try to catch Kugath. And then we'll likely have a Ostankya teleport back to Dolganir Forest just to use some of the iridescence. And also get her moving on down towards the Goramadi tribe. Growth is great, or Economist. I still think Economist is the best for a long term. Minadora, we've got corruption under control. Being part of the Ice Court rarely means a witch stays solely within the Boca Palace. We've read this one, so we'll go for, I think, control in the long run.
Our loyalty goes unrewarded.
Loyalty goes unrewarded, and tell me about it.
Never yield.
Hagen is likely to attack the Veil of Nightmares, but we're kind of just using this one as a shield for now. Income from farms is great, so we'll want to lock this one down eventually. So maybe we won't have a Ostankya teleport back. We'll have her take down Kugath. Then Piltor can kind of rotate over. His job can be securing the south. Lots to do, and we have two greater demons right on our doorstep.
Governor of Kislev.
All four of them are right on our doorstep because Kairos is up here in the north too. Horrifying stuff. Let's go ahead and avoid the buffs. We'll grab ourselves another Gate of Thorns. Two more of these. And Anti Closes.
Of course, she died.
Of course she died. And I did notice we're not getting any of his income. Unless it hasn't actually been... Yeah, we're not actually getting any of the income at all, are we? Because we weren't that far in the negative, especially not when there's this much gold to be had. Unfortunate. Unless it's talking about just the settlement building itself, so it's only giving us kind of a very small amount. I'm not sure. I may have to ask them.
Bow before me.
Yotor, we'll give you one more Kossar for now, and we'll round that out at 4. Pretty safe from there. Skill points for Kevin.
A warrior?
Kevin is a warrior. Don't you smack talk him. He knows what he is. Give him Route Marcher finally.
Baron of the Motherland.
Aledna, we can have her teleport in a Snow Leopard. On call Nikolai. Sounds great to me.
No higher.
We're still not anywhere near getting any diplomacy with the Tsarina. I'm thinking if we come on down and are able to claim Frozen Landing. Oh, it's a capital now. I don't believe it used to be. Unless that was changed with the Champions of Chaos and I just haven't played on Realms of Chaos in a while.
My cauldron's iron belly. Can you hear it? It grumbles for you.
Tong Rebels have come on back into the Veil of Nightmares. Very persistent you guys are.
We are Kislev.
You are.
Fetch my lash.
Kugath is staying on the other side of the river, but I think we can catch him now. Slaughter on the steps. We have finished the frozen outpost, but now we have to bait the Bloodborns for Ulrika. We have to amass a treasury of 15,000. Well, it's probably going to be a while. The reports were not exaggerated. Bodies abound were discovered, clawed, savaged, and feasted upon by some unholy creature. Peasant is encountered who speaks of a nearby deadly encounter with a naked, feral vampire. Before the intervention of an aristocrat known as Countess Gabriella prevented him from becoming the creature's victim. Curiously, the Countess addressed the naked vampire as Ulrika. This is Ulrika Stragov, missing daughter of the deceased Ivan Stragov, who warns Rita Katerin of the impending Chaos invasion. Further investigation is required. The peasant believes that the Countess and Ulrika have retreated to the Nachthafen Castle. Entering the Citadel will require you to masquerade as nobility. Oh yeah? Best achieved with the help of a gold-laden treasure vault. You can just use the Polyjuice potion. What are you talking about? Ostankya is well versed.
It is so.
Alright, Gugath. And no, there's no escape.
Feed the
Only the void.
forest rage.
Oh, don't even try to run.
Spirits,
So I eat. Yoink.
do not disappoint.
6 in the
Ostankya.
fighting.
Tropes.
I'm going to take the gold.
Cannot kill
Because we need
those
extra gold to
with their
tend to be
hands tied.
nobility, I guess. Go punch some out of corn. Air freshener, extra growth, and a chance for plague spreading minus 80%. Awesome. Shouldn't really have to worry about plagues anymore. Unless they are the ones that are express delivered by Nurgle. So we make it to the gallows tree. Perfect.
Highball.
Then we'll just have Kevin deal with Grog.
I said march.
Said
Prepare
march.
my tent.
He might build up some more Nurglings, but I think we can pretty easily bring down the plains. Defenses are pretty staunch there.
Boyar of Kislev.
Evan, you just need some normal Kossars. I think you do. So we'll just grab 3 of those guys.
The people are ill-treated.
People are ill-treated. No, I don't like to hear it. Here comes Kairos again.
We play the great game.
You do indeed, don't you? Alright, Piotr, you need to sprint. Or do we have Mama Stanky come on over? Because she can teleport back to the forest and come on up from there. Still going to take a little while. Be faster than him, though. You stay here, sir. In fact, we might just push you to the Veil of Nightmares just so we can keep an eye.
My authority.
Might get attacked by a random large army, though, so... No, you stay here. Let's go ahead and warp Mother Ostankya to, not the Haunted Forest, to Dolganir Forest. Zoink.
The call of home in Kislev's breast doth Alder draws them here to rest. Just an old
We can get her into the settlement. That's awesome.
gullible
So let's
fool.
go for another point into Quartermaster. She's pretty well sorted for
Only bring the best.
replenishment for now.
Hang at your
Make her very expensive Akshina a little bit cheaper. Her army, though, right now is 4,000. We just got a bunch of bats and spiders. Man, why do we have to give bats 90 gold a turn? Some shiesty bats. I'm not going to be doing any upgrading up here in the north. Red Abyss is probably too dangerous to upgrade as is, but we're going to go for it anyway. We did just say we're going to be saving gold, but no. No, I think we'll just be upgrading the gallows tree. Perfect. More incantations, of course. We definitely need Entropus for
now come
Iros coming on over.
stumbling out spells. They're called of Kislev
thinking
saps.
Fragment. He's going to be a good call. And then we can grab
You are
one Agonies,
false,
one
no.
Whiff of Madness.
I will
Whiff of
bless
Madness is great
so
for
that
the...
you feel it.
You can put that on a
truly.
Flamer unit. Hit them with a couple volleys of arrows, and they should just be forced to rush on into melee, where they will soon be knocked flat. Like one look into diplomacy here. The Tusked Sons wants a non-aggression. Saberskin is back alive somehow.
Born to rule.
He says.
The plague.
That doesn't tell me much. We may go for a peace treaty with the Poxmakers after we claim this final settlement in Katatha. He is likely to turn and start fighting with his other brothers as long as we aren't a common enemy. That'd be a pretty important part of it. Guthor hasn't been moved. I think that's for the best. You stay there. Skip on through both of these here, and get the turn over.
I love only Kislev.
I give to you, Scarbrand.
Gift.
He's bringing hate to us. You must join your bear god in death. Oh, didn't you hear, brother? We freed him. And Kairos is here. Luckily, his army is, while very scary, this could be much worse. And with a few properly placed hexes, we can defeat them pretty easily. I don't trust that here with this army, though, so I'm going to go ahead and let them have it.
Courage.
flows in our
Already got gypped once. Attacks the settlement because he is rude. Puppets of Misrule have been wiped out. That's interesting. They're down there in Norsk, so they're probably fighting against Gestalten. Gothor is now General Grievous, and Melitza has finished her training, and so has Menadora. Perfect. We will likely be trading out Gothor with a spellcaster. They're just a better overall lord choice. Alright, Mother Ostankya, we need to get moving. I think you can move a very long ways. He can make it here before he can get to the City of Splinters. Perfect. Kevin, go ahead and surround the plains of Zanbaijin. Death is upon them. Glugmir has recruited up. Oh, wow. He's got Chaos Knights, Ox Riders. How did you gain this? I might ask you, dear sir. Who would sacrifice his spiders? Kevin, it is for a good cause. Your spiders have to be sacrificed. And I'm going to go ahead and just say this belongs to me now. If you sack it, this settlement, we could end the turn and have Ulrika show up. 40 chests. Kevin, I know we sacrificed your spiders. It'll be okay.
Prepare for shock.
Hopefully it'll be okay, because if we can't take down the plains of Zanbaijin because they've recovered too much next turn, that'll be not great. But now we can end the turn and get Ulrika. Hip hooray. We'll go for 2 points into firing drills, make sure the Akshina and Kossars are deadly.
Cements my power.
Second point into Guardian Call. I think this just makes sure the Snow Leopard is stronger. Still degrades. I think even the tier 3 still degrades, but has greatly increased melee and attack and defense, which is perfect. You get a more elite one.
Gospodar by blood.
Pull her out of the army. Might take less attrition for her and be able to steal some tech. No, don't do it. Don't be
Against Winter's wishes.
No, we can't be tempted. We've got to get Ulrika here this episode. So no upgrades to anything unless we can get it under 1,000. 1,000 there, 2,000 here for the roads. Let's say you. How much do you really want, Ulrika? 15,000. Getting 700. Man, we are so close. Orthodoxy.
Kneel to Ursa.
They're at war with nobody because they just wiped out village.
They are one people.
I mean, we could help out with the disciples of Hashut. Man, that's concerning. 400 from the Tusk Sons.
Before I clave it.
Let's see if we can wiggle enough money out. Or no, I don't think so. I don't think it works if you just cross the threshold. I think you have to be above. So, City of Splinters, no roads for now. We'll get that sorted as soon as we can. Right then. Where's that move? We'll skip through there. All I will probably give you is 1 Akshina, just for some armor piercing. Through.
They do not remember me
Make
at the Ice Court. What
our Agony Successions. We're going to make 2 of them this time. Gate of Thorns and the Typhlosis. Speed.
And loss.
We are speed. He attacks the Hellcade Drove next. So be it.
Hearts of ice.
Farming our smaller settlements. Bloodborne is successful. Ulrika the Vampire. Upon gaining entry into Nachthafen Castle, you soon discover that it indeed harbors the vampire Ulrika Magdova Straghov and her mentor, Countess Gabriella. While both are incredibly strong in their own right, Ulrika's lack of control has caught up with her, causing the two to be backed into a corner and outmatched by the adversary before them. Let me fight them, Ulrika snarls, her fangs bared and swords unsheathed. I've bested greater warriors in single combat. Will not be found wanting for... Before she can continue, Gabriella swiftly steps forward to present another option. let them go. Ulrika was turned against her will by the vampire countess. Oh, I guess we're the adversary that's backed her into a corner. Gabriella continues, explaining that she was fulfilling a promise to train the young vampiress to do no harm. The story seems genuine. Can such creatures of the night be trusted? The sisterhood who play games of the political misdirection. No, it is clear what must be done. She is of the Lamian sisterhood, Gabriella. No half measures, no quarter. 25 growth for 15 turns, that's not worth it. We're going to recruit Ulrika.
Ulrika Magdava.
She is going to be a beautiful guard for Mother Ostankya. Worth waiting a turn? Maybe. Capture and occupy a settlement belonging to any of the following enemies of the Ice Court, Ormodny or the Disciples. We'll get there. Belenda's on a warbear. Onward into glory ride. Clearly, the Ulrika and Gabriella are no friends of the Ruinous Powers. They cannot be allowed to act of their own accord. Ulrika will not return to Noctaven Castle, but will instead continue her training in our service. While many are unhappy with this decision, perhaps she will find redemption through fighting our enemies or peace in a noble death. Indeed.
Hardened by war.
She stands very far away from the camera. Really awesome looking unit. Has some pretty cool battle animations as well. Is very tall on the battlefield. Got her silver dagger giving her some pretty nasty combat stats. And then the blood shard, so she gets more spell mastery every time she kills the enemy. And is going to have some pretty nasty abilities there. We'll kind of scroll through some of the passives or some of these unique ones. I'm not going to read any of them off. We'll scroll through real quick. Dancing Blade sounds terrifying. Heavy ammo, ammunition. Just said I'm not going to read them off, but I might read a few. Anytime you see blinded effect on anything, it's pretty crippling for whoever you're facing. Better hope you can escape is kind of the only hope you really have. Actually, at the very end, she gets Blood Forged, so only does she truly gain the hunger after she gets quite a bit of skills. She's got the Lesser Hunger to start, which regenerates as long as... Oh, so maybe it's just scaling up as the battle goes on. 0% up to 10%, or up to 0.10. Gets a warhorse eventually. We'll probably keep her on foot. Loyalty to the motherland, so she gets by our blood. Lightning fast, Ulu exponent, and has up to the most important spell, the Pit of Shades, which is how you're going to basically max out her spell mastery almost in one cast. Pretty good stuff. For now, though, I have been Space Wizard Total War. Remember to leave a like for Light God and a sub for the Subthon. See you on the next one.